Good morning, morning Helen. Hi Joss, how you doing mate? Good morning. How you doing Ed? Morning both Lees. Hi Emma. Morning Frank. How you doing Daniel and the Aussies? Hope everyone's doing well guys, good morning. Welcome to our fifth session? I think I've lost count, I've done so many. Of our mini hockey at home skills for City People and mini hockey. Today we're going to be looking more at we're going to carry on with the dribbling, obviously, because we've got good space for it, but we're going to carry on with a little bit more of our passing. I'm also going to look at how we use our left hand more in hockey as well. Our left hand being a really important thing in hockey, and if we can focus on building up our left hand when we get out there eventually, which is hopefully sometime soon, we're going to be really quick with our hands, and that comes from what our left hand does. Okay, you need to make sure you have a hockey ball, obviously, a stick, and at least 5 cones today. Okay, so we do need at least 5 cones or objects. You have to use cones. I'll give you 30 seconds to grab that stuff, and then we will get started. Morning to everybody that's just joined. Hope you're doing well. We're just about to start our warm-up, so if you haven't done already, just 10 seconds or so to grab 5 items. You need 3 for the first warm-up drill that we're going to do. You don't need your a hockey ball, sorry, for this one, but you do need your hockey stick. Okay. Okay guys, so as you can see I've set up my cones in a little bit of a triangle, just for you guys to see. You can make this as big as you want. The longer you make it, the harder this drill is to start with, and the longer you've got to do it for, okay? You can put these in any way you want. You can put them in a straight line if you want to. It doesn't really matter what shape you put these in. This is how I'm going to do it, okay? We're going to do something called the duck walk, okay? And this is an exercise that I did a lot at Cambridge when I played there. It really works on strengthening the legs, so it doesn't really warm up the rest of your body, but it does work your legs quite hard, okay, so be ready for this. You're going to start on your first cone here, okay, and as you can see, I'm just on the tips of my toes, alright. Try not to sit back, so your bum's sitting on your ankles. Try and keep your bum upright, away from your heels, sorry. Okay, you're going to have your stick in your hands, you're going to hold your stick above your head, and you're going to do a duck walk, alright, walking, okay, round the course that you've made up. Okay, so you can see here, I'm walking round this course that I've made up. Alright, keeping myself nice and still. Okay, as you can feel it, eventually it's really going to start to hurt your legs. Okay, so you can feel my legs going already. As you start to get tired, what you're going to start to do is you're going to start to waddle from side to side. See if you can keep your upper body nice and still. Okay, so I'm trying to keep my upper body nice and still, my hands above my head with my stick. Okay, I'm not shaking from side to side so I fall over. I'm keeping myself nice and still. Okay, trying to keep the power in my legs. Remember, try not to sit on your heels. Try and keep your bum away from your heels. And as you're walking, you'll really feel it just around the knee and at the tops of your legs. Okay, give that a go. As I said, if you make the course bigger, okay, it's going to have to do it for longer. It really works the tops of your legs. I want to see how long you guys can go for. Okay, 1 minute just on that. Okay guys, now we've warmed up and we've got those legs working. Hopefully you can feel that in your legs if you're doing it properly. Remember we call it the duck walk because we're almost walking like ducks in a straight line. We used to do it at Cambridge, there's about sort of 10 of us. It looks kind of funny, so I've just got a picture of all you guys doing that at home. We're going to set up the cones now like I've set them up here, so we're going to make a bit of a star with our 5 objects or cones, okay? So I've got 2 cones out here in front of me, alright? I've then got 2 cones slightly behind me, and then I've got 1 cone in the middle. Okay, so like 5 on a dice, alright? Obviously, the bigger you make it, the harder this is going to be, but make sure the cones are within reach, okay? Don't put them too far away that you actually have to run to each cone. Okay, I want you to stand near this middle cone, alright? So just put the cones out so you can actually just reach past them, okay? We're going to start with our dribbling exercise, and all we're going to do is we're going to stand on the middle cone here, and without moving our feet, we're going to move the ball around the cones, okay? Now, with the ones that are behind you, make sure they are wide enough that they don't get in the way of where your feet are, okay? So as you can see, this one was a bit too far behind me, so my foot was in the way. So I'm just going to move that one wider, okay, and make sure this one's a little bit wider as well, alright? And when I'm moving, all I'm trying to do here, okay, so I'm just trying to dribble the ball round, okay, the outside of the cones without moving my feet. Okay, yes, I can turn my feet, but I'm not going to move my feet whilst dribbling round, okay? And what we're doing here is we're getting used to having the ball in different angles, alright? This is our obviously neutral angle. This is going to be a not quite easy one with the ball to our right hand side. But when we have to go backwards, that's when it gets really difficult to keep control of the ball. We have to turn our body and almost dribble on slightly different angles, okay? So this one will be fairly easy as well, but then we have to go behind us, okay? Just trying to go round the outside of the cones, okay? Oh, just missed that one there. Just getting used to having the ball at different angles, and then hopefully if we do this enough and we transfer this onto a full pitch, okay, it doesn't matter where the ball is around us, we're able to turn our upper body, we're able to dribble the ball back into the centre, so we're ready to do the next thing, okay? So give that a go for a couple of minutes, alright, don't make it too big, because I don't want you to move your feet too much, alright? Give that a go, just a couple of minutes on that, dribbling around the outside of the cone without moving our feet, getting used to having the ball on different angles, sometimes behind us, and sometimes reaching for it out in front. Morning to Pauline, Dave Hiles, Scott Downey, Sam Anderson, morning guys, Natalie Henry Oliver, hope you're all doing well. Graham Pearson. Okay guys, just while we're doing that, once we've given that a go and we've done those exercises, just while we carry on doing that, a little bit of a development for you, especially if you've got a partner, or if you want to, you can put a target out in front, okay? I want you to carry on with that dribbling. When your partner says go, or now, or pass, okay, you bring the ball back into the centre, wherever that is, and you step and you look to pass and hit a target or pass to your partner, okay? And then maybe you can swap over and your partner can have a go. Alright, but what we're trying to do here is obviously we don't know when they're going to say now or when they're going to say pass, so we could have the ball anywhere, and if they said pass now, I've got to get the ball back into the centre before I then play a pass and try and hit the target. Just a little bit of a development there, just to make it slightly harder and more challenging. 30 seconds more, just in case you want to practice that, and then we'll change drills. Morning Leo and Emily, it's just the hockey. A bat and a ball, that's all we need, Ed. That's all we need, a bat and a ball. I'm sure there's a hockey emoji somewhere. Okay guys, we're going to move on to the next exercise now. Okay, those of you that have had private one-to-one online sessions with me will have done this before, but we're going to do this again, just so the other guys can have a go at it, but then also we're going to have a little bit of a development going on to it as well. Before we started, I talked about the importance of using our left hand in hockey. Okay, our left hand is one of the most important aspects of how we play hockey. Okay, it turns the stick. All right, it's one of the main things when we're hitting a ball. Okay, we need our left hand to be strong. And because a lot of us are right-handed, okay, a lot of the time this left hand is quite weak, okay? So we need to strengthen up this hand, all right? It's going to be really beneficial for when you go back onto the pitch. We'll set up the cones like so. So I've got a white and a red cone here, so you get two different coloured cones, and then I've got another cone just out here. You can see it just in camera shot. Okay, all I'm going to do, all right, is I'm going to dribble the ball from cone to cone here. Okay, and then when I'm ready, when I'm onto the outside, so the white cone, on the outside cone, I'm going to drag the ball quickly across, but I'm going to catch it with only one hand on the top of the stick. Okay, so just my left hand. Alright, now this is quite pointless if we do this bit slowly. So if we do this bit slowly, it feels kind of pointless, because actually why wouldn't I keep my right hand on the stick? Alright, so this drag has to be quick. We've got to drag that ball really quickly across to then catch it with one hand. Okay, alright, so a couple of drags here, and then when we're ready, two drag across, catch it with one hand. Okay, and the reason why we have to go to one hand there is because I'm dragging the ball so quickly and so far away that I can't actually keep my right hand on the stick. Okay, if you think about it, this is me, if I drag the ball across, that's about as far as I can go keeping two hands on the stick. Okay, but if I went to one hand, look how my stick now extends, okay, all the way over there. Okay, it gives us about this much more room, and sometimes that's the difference to get round somebody's stick. Okay, so I drag the ball across, I have to go to one hand because I have to reach for the ball and drag it further. Alright? Okay, 30 seconds on that, little drags here, big drag across, catch it with one hand, and then we're just going to develop that drill. There we go. Okay guys, so as you can see now, obviously mine's really close, and if you want to do this at home, I would try and make this tennis ball on the cone much further away to make it more challenging for you. But you can put it close as well if you want to start off quite easy. I've now put a target, okay, out in front of me. Alright, so I'm going to do the same drill. I'm still going to drag the ball from cone to cone here, and then I'm still going to drag it across and catch it with my left hand. But once I've caught the ball, I'm going to bring it back across using just my left hand again, and then I'm going to step forward and pass the ball, okay, and try and hit the target. So we're going from a one-hand extension, catching the ball with one hand, bringing it across, and then trying to hit the target or play a pass in again, okay. So we've got dragging here, alright, we're dragging the ball all the way across, catching it, bringing it back across, putting my right hand back on the stick, which is really important, as soon as I can, playing the pass, and trying to knock the ball off that cone, okay. Drag here, quick drag, catch, bring it across, play it, knock the ball off the cone. Okay. God, this is like an indestructible cone. The ball sits right in there. I'll change that, make it easier for me. Okay, give that a go, guys. Just another little development on that as well. If you're asking the question, well, why do I need to go to one hand? And obviously I said because we need to reach the ball a bit further, but also think about the side of which you're actually doing the skill. Okay, so if I'm the defender now, facing the drill, it's on my strong side, it's on the defender's strong side. Okay, Now normally you try and beat a defender on their weak side, but sometimes that's not always possible. We have to beat them on their strong side. So by actually dragging the ball further, okay, I can actually get it round that defender's stick. So when they reach for it, I'm really stretching and putting it round their stick so I can knock it forwards and then run onto the ball. Okay, so that's why we're having to go to one hand, and also it strengthens up our left hand. Okay? Okay, 1 more minute on those guys. Try and hit that target, try and do those skills. Go to one hand, get the ball back across, and then play that pass. Okay, so with the theme of using our left hand and practicing using our left hand only, we're going to move on to a classic Indian dribble. Okay, so you're going to use your 5 objects or your 5 cones and set them up in a straight line. All right. What we're going to do from here is now we're going to set up like we're going to go through the Indian dribble, but we're going to take our right hand off the stick. Okay, you can put it anywhere. You can put it behind your back if you want to, or just to your side. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're going to do the whole Indian dribble, but only using our left hand. Okay. Now what you might need to do here is you might need to think about your grip, okay, the grip on the stick. So if I come a bit closer you can see. So if I hold the stick there with the V shape going down the spine of the stick, I'm actually going to struggle to turn my stick all of the way round. Okay, so what I actually do with this V shape here that I create with my finger and my thumb, I'm actually just going to turn it round so it sort of goes down almost the back of the stick. Not all the way round, but between the top and the back here. Okay, because now what I can do is when I turn my left hand, I can turn the stick all the way around. Okay, so just think about how you're holding your stick with your left hand. Alright, what we're then going to do is we're going to go through the Indian dribble using just one hand on the stick. Okay, all the other things that you do with 2 hands on the stick remain the same. We keep the stick next to the ball. Okay, we keep the ball out in front of us, but now we're just using one hand. Okay, I can already feel it because I'm having to hold the stick tight. I can feel it just here on my forearm. Okay, how much it's hurting. Okay, so I'm just working my left hand there. And once we get comfortable, we can start to do it really quickly. Oh, just missed it there. My left hand's getting a bit tired, but I promise you this will help strengthen up this left arm. Okay, that left arm's going to get really strong. So eventually when we go onto that hockey pitch, okay, we'll be able to move that stick much faster. All right. So practice that with one hand, that Indian dribble. Strengthen up that left hand. It's going to be really difficult if you haven't done it before, okay? But give it a go. All right? 1 more minute on that, guys, and then we'll go on to the final drill. Okay, so what we're going to do now is our final drill. Okay, this is all done better with a partner, but if you haven't got a partner, don't worry, because I'm going to demonstrate it without a partner. But if you have got a partner, it's always good for someone to pass you the ball. And we're going to look at our first touch, but then going into a pass. So again, I've put my target cone, okay, my tennis ball on my cone, or you can use anything as a target really, but quite close, so it's quite easy. You know, if you've got the space, put this much further away to make it harder for yourself. Okay. So, my partner will be stood here. I'll have the 3 cones to my right-hand side. Okay, my partner will be stood out in front of me over here. Okay, they're going to start with the ball and they're going to play me a pass. Now, I haven't got a partner, so I'm going to imagine that I've been played the pass here. Okay, if you haven't got a partner, all you're going to do is you're going to drag the ball instead. Okay, if you have got a partner, they're going to play you a pass. Alright, all you're going to do is you're going to receive the ball across the target there, okay, and then practice stepping forwards and going into that pass. So we're receiving the ball across our body, stepping forwards and playing the pass. The most important thing here, guys, okay, is where I put the ball when I receive it in a position that I'm able to see where I'm passing. Okay, I see it so many times where players receive a ball too far across the right-hand side, and now I'm looking at the ball and I'm not looking where I'm trying to pass it. Okay, that can affect your accuracy so much. So what we actually need to do when we receive that pass off of our partner, okay, we receive, look how I roll the ball out in front of me, and now I'm able to look at you guys there, but I can also see the ball out here. Okay, so I can see you guys, I can see the ball, I can see the target, so then I can step forwards, right, play the pass and hit my target. Okay, so if you've got a partner, get them to play you a pass. Okay, if you haven't, alright, drag the ball, move it out in front, step, play the pass, hit the target. Okay, 3 cones to the right side, target cone out in front, practice receiving, having the ball out in front of you so you can see both that target and the hockey ball. Okay, quick minute on that, guys, and then we'll go on to the final bit. So, as you've probably already guessed, okay, I'm just going to do it the other side, alright, but obviously this is so different to how I've just done it, okay. The whole drill's the same. I'm still going to receive a ball from my partner out in front of me, or I'm going to drag the ball, but it's how now I position my feet and where I put the ball, okay. So, I've now got the cones to my left-hand side, alright, I've got my partner in front of me who's going to play me a pass, but if you haven't got a partner, you can just drag the ball, okay. As I receive the ball here from my partner, okay, I've got to start moving my feet backwards to create space for where the ball's going to go. Okay. If I stop the ball here, alright, I then have to move the ball. As you can see, the ball's right next to my feet and my head's down looking at the ball, not looking at where I need to go. Okay. So I receive the ball here, I move with the ball, keeping this space between my feet and the ball. And then as soon as I'm round the cones, I move the ball forwards, so now I can look at where the ball is and where my target is. So again, I've got the ball out in front of me, out in the space, so I can see both the target and the ball, okay? The real key here though, guys, is when I get played the pass, okay, I get my feet away from that ball, so I've got space here in which to move the ball into and then out in front. Okay, as soon as it's out there and I'm looking at the target, I then take a step forwards, and I can play the pass and hit my target there. Okay, oops, hit the camera. It's be funny to watch. There we go. So again, play the pass, move the ball into the space, play the pass, and try and hit your target there. Okay. So all I've done is just swapped it from one side to the other side, and my partner's playing in. Okay. If you have got a partner who's playing it in for you, maybe you can do one, and then you guys can swap over. Mix up how far away that person plays in the pass. Okay, so if they play it further away and a little bit harder, it makes the whole drill harder. And also think about where your target is. If you can get that further away from you, it makes it more challenging as well. Okay. So those of you that joined us halfway through or at the end there, okay, we've gone through how to use. We've done a duck walk at the start as our warm up. Okay, it'd be really funny to see some of you guys practicing that, strengthening our legs up. We then went into our star, so our 5 cones on the floor. We were dribbling around and getting used to having the ball behind us and in front of us, and then bring it to the middle and playing passes. We then went into our one-hand extension. So we had our drags, catching the ball with one hand to get the ball further away so we can go around people on their strong side. We then went into one hand drill, okay? So we're looking at strengthening that left hand again. All right, guys, if there's one thing that you can be doing that's easy, whether it's sitting on the sofa, whether it's, you know, doing anything else in your house, practice having that left hand at the top and dribbling the ball. Promise you get your left hand, left arm, much quicker, much stronger. And then there we looked at our first touch, okay? So quite hard to do inside, obviously better outside when we've got more space, and hopefully we'll be outside on the Astro soon enough. Special thanks to those that had individual private sessions this week. If anyone else is interested in those, send us a message. But hopefully I'll see a lot of you guys on the hockey pitch very, very soon. Have a great Sunday, guys, and I'll see you next week. Thanks very much.